No breath, no heartbeat, just static remains. Hollow reflections, ghosts in the crowd. So come burn down my escape. I wanna feel it, come drag me into the void. Let my circuits decay. I'm sorry, but it's too late. You never.
Come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Alrighty, folks. This is going to be it for the weekend, which normally I don't stream on the weekends, but I have been from time to time. However, it is Easter weekend. There will be no streaming for me from this very stream until Tuesday. Tuesday, we're going to do a supplemental since we didn't stream on Monday stream. So yeah, today we're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it real simple, real casual. We're going to do some open lobbies. That's it. That's all we're doing. I'll take suggestions in chat, what you guys want to do. I'm going to host some lobbies. I will, however, I'll stay in communication with some people, but I am going to be having my travel rig and my PS5 this weekend because I'm going to the in-laws. So I'll be able to play at night during the evening, but I will not be streaming. There will be zero stream, so you will not see my beautiful face all over the internet. You will simply just see, potentially, my little name as a lobby. That's about it. Anyway, enough yip-yapping. Audio is good, people. Audio is good, people, right? I mean, I'm showing good on my end, but I never trust this shit anymore. What's going on, DK? What's going on, Dano? What's going on, Craig? What's going on, No Tomorrow? Rain on Mosport. No, we're cranking out some Evos. You already know we're cranking out some Evos. You already know we're cranking out some Evos. Did I catch any hate from my stream about reviewing the reviewers? I deleted the stream before, once I put it down. Only because I was worried about, I'm not even going to lie, I was worried about Kirith copyright striking me. I wasn't so much worried about the other reviewers, but based off of the way that he was saying things about PMR, I can tell he's that type of person where me talking about him with not positive eyes while having the ability to potentially copyright strike him because I used his video as footage, even though I'm within fair use, I didn't trust it. So I like I said on that stream, I planned on taking the stream down as soon as it posted. So it is what it is. It's gone. But for those of you who are here, you know what I said, and my opinion is not changed. I have not walked anything back. I just, like I said, I was trying to avoid a potential copyright strike, you know, because I just don't trust certain people. And I got vibes. I could not trust that person to not do that, so. What's going on, Harry? Also, I got bored when I was off stream and I looked at some of the comments on that video, or a couple of them. And dude, in no way is the dude professional from like a, I don't want to say personality. That sounds ridiculous. But the way he handles kickback in his comment section First of all, when I typically get like egregiously negative comments on a video, I just don't reply to them. I let them stay. I don't, unless they're like real bad, then I'll delete them. But, and then I'll obviously block the person because you've lost the right to be able to say things. But typically, unless it's like a good potential reason to debate, I will just ignore a comment. Like that's overly just being a douchebag. So I saw some of the comments where he got kickback for his opinions, and the comments, in my opinion, were respectful, right? They were kickback for sure, but he goes in there just like a douchebag. Like, man, it's just a douchebag. Like, that's just what it is. Zero professionalism, zero, like, hey, I should probably watch what I say because people look at me, even if people don't look up to him as someone to, like, have a worthwhile opinion on things. Like, I don't know, man. It was, yeah. No interest in meeting that dude ever, if I ever cross paths. Anyway, aside from that, what's going on, Igor? Audio's great. Like to hear it. What's going on, Scobie1? So I will also be displaying for those, if you're anybody who is interested, the FPS counter, the CPU, and GPU utilization. There's no frame rate limiter. Actually, I just turned that off. Although the game itself has a built-in frame limiter. It was originally 240. I did make a recommendation to the devs to actually bump that back to 240. Currently, it's at 180. Simply because, for testing purposes, testing certain areas of a map that, say, might be like, for example, let's just say there's an area, I say map, of a track where I'm getting a full 240 frames. And then I change to an area, and I'm getting 175, 180 frames. Well, on my end, I can only see 144 of it because that's what my refresh rate is on my panel. So it doesn't really matter if it's 180 or 240 from a visual standpoint, but from a testing standpoint, it's good to know where, hey, this area is bogging down, you know? So, for example, if you don't, say, have the hardware that I have and you have a more entry-level to mid-range tier computer where overall your frame rate's going to be lower, well, that area where it bogs down might now be an area that is super noticeable for that person and feels bad. So I recommend bumping the frame rate limiter back up to 240. Plus, it also, when you're sitting on the frame rate limiter, it'll also keep dumb people from being less dumb or more dumb. I don't know. But basically by that, I mean, there will be people that go, oh, you're only getting 180 frames. I get 400 on whatever XYZ game. But the reality is, I'm actually just maxing out the frame rate limiter of the game. So, yeah, anyway, you won't see much frame rate, because I will say, I did a quick little test stream earlier in the rain, where I jumped into ranked. Not stream, well, I guess it technically was a stream. I went live unlisted, so I was streaming just to nothingness, and I wanted to see what my frame rate, what difference was in rain online, and it was quite a bit difference. Like, streaming really does hurt my frame rate. So, like, I mean, it's like a good 20% of my frames just go away. Anyway, enough about that tech talk nonsense that nobody gives a shit about, that only I care about. I'm leaving it up there so you guys have a reference point, though, for, like, when you see guys like Gamer... So, for reference, Gamer Muscle complained in his video about his hardware, or his performance in this game. We're playing the same game, the exact same game. We have the same hardware. We have the literal same hardware. And if you paid attention to his video, I went over this in the live stream, but I deleted the live stream, like I said. His GPU utilization's at 50% and under the whole time online. So unless you're sitting at the frame rate cap, that isn't going to happen. So I just want it there as a reference point for me so you guys can see. Sora! Sora's doing his test lobby. Sora! We're ignoring Sora. I am going to make in my Discord a developer-only locked chat, so that way when I do have devs on, planned anyway, because when Sora jumps in so far, he just jumps in randomly to say, hey, what's up? But for the sake of not getting him, like, barraged by, like, random people in the Discord on comms, you know, something that maybe a little bit more in advance, I'll set up something that we can just get in and just have our chats, you know? For anybody who paid attention yesterday, he was on again after I did the reviewing stuff. We were just doing test lobby stuff. He was testing bugs and all that jazz. One thing I will say that's going to be nice is the ability to change this. We're no longer going to have locked player counts. By locked player counts, I mean, if I set this to 32 and then I go over to Nords and it drops it to 20, I won't be able to bump it back up to 32 again until I start a new lobby. That will be fixed. I can't wait. It's the little things. The little things, folks. We're going to do some GT500 only now for a little bit. And then I'll jump in and we'll do some more cars, do some multi-class. The Lurby is up. That's an ego thing and he hasn't learned balance. Yeah, I mean, you have to be able to take criticism. You know, it'd be one thing if it was like completely egregiously disrespectful comments. It's another thing when it's just kickback because your opinions... I mean, I'll honestly, like, I don't even feel like I need to be respectful about how I say it. His opinion sucked. And to respond in an equally or worse than the comment, like, typically policing in general is equal to or lesser force. That is the general rule of policing. It's also the law of actual policing. But in general, equal to or lesser force. This guy just goes straight to 100 and goes in on people. What's going on, Graham? You having a good time with the game? I know I am. But I'm a yes man, though, so remember that. Everything I say, grain of salt, because I'm a yes man. Give it a minute just to see if anybody wants to join up. Enjoyed the review stream? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, it was I did my best to keep it fair, and then we got to the Kirith stuff and I couldn't keep my mouth shut. You know, I actually thought that the Overtake and the Gamer Muscle and the Traxian ones weren't as bad as I originally thought. But, or I should say, maybe it's because of the way people were shaping them up to be that I thought they were going to be worse. And then when I listened to them, like, well, they're fair. They're still shaped overly negatively for no reason. And there were some stupid things that were said. But overall, didn't think it was that bad. Whereas Kirith went in on some stupid shit and, like, said some really ignorant shit. Like, really ignorant shit. Oh, I think I'm funny. Thank you. Funny looking, maybe, but loving it. Good, good. Let's see. All right, I'll give us a good old-fashioned ready-up. Looks like Sora's doing some more bug testing. He's got the AI car in here, too. I'm avoiding Sora like the plague. Also, I have a poll going in chat right now. What do we want in the next patch? I should have put probably most, because we want all of the things listed, obviously. But more so, what do we want most? We got more features, we got server stability, better AI, more ranked options. So far, we have 23 votes. More features has got 54%, 24 votes, 54%. I don't know, it's going back and forth. Server stability at 46%, and better AI and more ranked options, 0 and 0. Say more about the AI car. So Sora here, well, never mind. He's running 2 accounts right now, bug testing. One of them he's a dev, so he has an AI car on the track right now. So if you notice, my frame rate counter, right? 100% GPU. 100% GPU utilization. That's what it should look like when you don't have a frame rate limiter. unless you have a CPU bottleneck. Right now, there's no CPU bottleneck because I'm playing online. If I was playing offline against 32 AI cars that are overloading the CPU, you'll see this number drop, and my frame rate's going to go down because of that. What's going on, bro? Yeah, Graham, speaking of which, like I just said, look at 100% GPU utilization. And by the way, the cockpit view is always... I want to actually change a couple of these things here because I don't like a lot of the HUD stuff. Just because I don't like it. I like a clean HUD. But people like the leaderboard, so I leave that up. I don't like the lead. I don't care. It's distracting. But watch my frame rate. The most graphic... the biggest graphic penalty is cockpit view. So when I leave the cockpit, watch. Frame rate goes up by about 15 frames. But either way, no matter what view we're in, we're at 100% GPU. So when you see anywhere from 98 to 100%, that's basically 100%. That's what you want to see when you're on computer, guys. If you use the Steam abilities where it shows you everything, you want to see 100% on that GPU. Oh, hello. What's going on, Mike? Happy Friday. Up! Alright, we did it. Goal was to get the line off while driving.
Remember, you need to get the tires and brakes up to temperature before you can start to push. I'll tell you when.
Oh, overshot that one. Oh, and also keep in mind, like I said, I have to keep on hammering this home. I'm streaming from this PC. So about 20% of my frame rate is gone right now. Aww. Oh well. And Gamer Muscle's video, he has a streaming PC. So he should get even better frames, technically. Yet, here we are. Let's try, I'm gonna start calling this Jester Cam. I know a lot of guys like this cam, but... And there's some good drivers who like this cam too. Jester being one of them. But I think Jester for me is the most relatable one in this game. So this is Jester Cam, officially. Oh, hold on. Guess we're not driving. Yes, DK, it will. And you can't really... I mean, you might... depending on the panel you're using, if you're using, like, a panel that does, like, a live refresh rate, you could probably see your actual frame rate. But yes, it's gonna cockpit cam's gonna do the same thing on console as well. It's gonna get a little bit more of a frame rate penalty. That's not something that's going to be specific to PC. It's a more demanding view because you got mirrors in the car and things like that that aren't there when you're not in the cockpit. Have I already checked out the new original livery of the Nissan Skyline GTR Pennzoil? I have not. That sounds cool. In the mod hub, I assume? All these sim reviewers trying to make it seem like the game is unplayable. I mean, like I said, there is either like this mass mutual ignorance about computers and not knowing how to configure computers, which I hear some of the way people talk about these things, and I think maybe there is, or it's all intentional. Because, like, realistically, like, Gamer Muscle's stream, or Gamer Muscle's review, where he shows his video and he shows his frame rate and he's complaining about his frame rate, and you can see the stats that I'm showing right there. You can see those on his stream. Either he's intentionally doing it like that to be disingenuous, or he doesn't know nearly as much about computers as I thought he did. Those are really the only two scenarios.
No time set. We're starting at the back of the grid. It's going to be a long race.
Static, I'll try and remember to raise that up. Because they always take feedback from people. Trust me, they do. They take a shit ton of... I'm actually quite shocked how often they've immediately implemented something when I make a recommendation. That's a small thing that most people would never even notice, but I see it and they go, boom, it's done. Like visual bugs. I'm like, my thing is like visual bugs. I can always find like a... if you think you've got a perfect scene, I'll find a visual bug. And that's always sort of been my shtick. I'm gonna try this view here. Because Sora has special abilities. He's transcendent. Yeah, I hear you, Ro.
Keep focused. Let's get a good start. Take some of those cars off the line.
I'll be honest with you, I'm like uncomfortable when I'm not in cockpit view now. I'm so used to it. I don't know why. Look at that. Sitting at the frame rate cap, 180. As soon as I left cockpit view on the open straight right there. Game's unplayable, boys. Game is unplayable. You know what you know? You need to get like 5,000 frames for a racing sim. SJ Smith, I wouldn't say, I'll be honest with you, maybe this makes me ignorant, but I haven't heard his name prior to the video he recently made about lazy streamers. No disrespect to him or anything like that, I just hadn't heard that name before. But at the same time, prior to Project Motor Racing, I had never heard the name Ian Bell either, so, you know, I don't really pay attention too much to, like, the politics that go on behind the scenes of video games. I just sort of play them. It's so much harder to drive like this. I don't know why. Like, I'm not able to, like, properly line up these angles here on this, down this mountain. Not without being in cockpit view, anyway. Watch, you'll see when I hit 180 frames, the GPU utilization is going to drop. See? Because the game has a built-in 180 FPS limiter. So once it hits 180 frames, the GPU throttles down. And Gamer Muscles was sitting at like 40 to 50%, sometimes dropping into the 30s, his GPU. And there was no frame rate limiter in the way. So Smith, are people against the video he made or for the video he made? Oh shit! Oh! Oh, stutter! Felt another stutter there. So, are you feeling the stutters, or is it on my end? What did he say years ago, DK? Oh, is that the one? That the one I've heard the rumors about? Sora probably wouldn't know about the engine sound choices or description choices or things like that. I mean, in general, the whole team obviously talks about decisions, but Sora's specialty is the server-related things. Netcode, all that jazz.
Final lap. You know what to do. Force the mistake.
Yeah, I hear you, Smith. I hear you. Politics is for the birds. I hate both sides of the coin. I never thought in my older years I would be more in favor of an anarchist style than a governed style, but it's all corrupt. The whole system's broken. Everybody thinks that their guy's the next greatest thing, and they never are. That's why I like to play video games and stay in my house. I only had 2 stutters, Sora, and it was on the same lap. Like almost, I would say within 10 seconds of each other. An easy way to see if I get a stutter is the frame rate counter on my top left, the highs and the lows. The low number will drop into the red in like single digits because the frame time shot up to, you know, a long amount of time.
Well done, mate. That's a point finish. Nice one.
But yeah, just know that whatever you see this number, this FPS number at, add about 20% to that. And that's my actual frame rate when I'm not streaming on my computer. So if you have the same hardware as me, and you're just playing the game, that's going to be your frame rate. I'm being penalized for streaming. Frame rate-wise, obviously. Menus don't count. Menus do their own weird things. I'm talking about the actual gameplay. You want to do some more Nürburgring duplication stutters, Sora, or nah? No, we're not doing rain today. I need a break from rain. I need a break from rain. I mean, I shouldn't say we're not doing rain today. We're not doing rain right now. I need a... You know, I need a peaceful stream. Not really, Oliver. Do you have a specific car you experience it with? Because I have noticed on some of the older cars now, there's a weird lockout issue that wasn't there. But I forgot. I got to bring that up to Bruno. Some of the cars now have a weird lockout issue where you can't even go a full 360 degrees and it locks the wheel. But you can't. The thing is that you're not actually turning the car all the way. You're not maxing out the car's turn radius. You're just stopping randomly. That is the only thing I've noticed since 2.0. Or it might have even been 1.7. I just haven't driven the cars. I'm good on Nords right now. I'm not in a very try-hard mood. I'm in just sort of a streaming and chatting type mood while dancing around on a track. Actually, you know what? Let's do Spa so we can directly compare to Gamer Muscle. And his, because there is a spot on Eau Rouge does drop a little bit of frame. Not a lot, but it does drop some frames. Bump some multi-class in here too. Just for the sake of get some more people in here with them GT3s. I know people love them. It's crazy. With all the badass cars in this game, GT3s are still the flock car. You ain't getting me out of full stop. I'm hooked on the Evos. I love these cars. They're the only car right now that in my head I go, I shouldn't say I don't like the, it's not that I don't like other classes, but they have a lot of the physics of the NGTs, just in much faster, grippier cars. And I really like both of those classes, so. But I just like faster cars. So for me, NGT and Evos are like my top two in this game right now. Evo for life, yep. Force feedback glitch stutter. Like quick 1+ seconds of force feedback drop. What are you on? PC or console? I haven't. I have had. Here's the thing though. I'm like the worst person to ask about force feedback in this game because I have had a just phenomenal force feedback experience since day one. The game in its absolute worst state delivered fantastic force feedback for me. And it seems to be very hit or miss depending on the console, the gear you're using, the settings you're using. But I will say, I got on my Logitech gear on PS5, I got that dialed in. I think it's more so understanding a lot of the settings too, to really properly get things. Although a dropout like that doesn't sound like a setting issue. That sounds like an actual, almost like a disconnect issue. You're on Xbox. The one thing I cannot actually test of any kind. I do not have Xbox. I have PS5 and I have PC. I mean, I technically have an Xbox Series S, but I don't really have any games, modern games anyway, because I only have that as like a way to play like old games. And by old games, I mean like Castlevania type, like Symphony of the Night stuff, Mega Man X, things like that. Because it doesn't play any modern games worth a fuck. Wheel went completely dead for a second. ETR, what are you on? Are you on Xbox too? Crossmaster T598. What about you, ETR? What are you on? Alright, so real quick, let's give Gamer Muscle the benefit of the doubt. Gamer Muscle was getting, with the same hardware, and not using this computer to stream, he was getting, I believe... What was I going to say? Into the 70s. Like, deep into the 70s through Eau Rouge. So let's see what I get. Mind you, add 20% to that number, and that's the real number. That's what he was getting. Alright, here comes Eau Rouge. Pay attention to that number. 132, 126, 129, 133, 136, 139, 135, 128, 121, 120, 25, 32, and then we're going to go back up a little bit. And then if I go to this view, we obviously get a bunch more frames. Not a bunch more, but more. So the lowest number I registered right there was 121. And I'm streaming. I'm losing about 20% of those frames. I know I've said that like 100 times. But what's 120 plus 20%? Like 30 frames. So let's say that's roughly 30 frames. Now I'm at 150 frames. Why am I getting double the frame rate? I'm on max settings, by the way. Why am I getting double the frame rate? With the same hardware. Ironically, I'm getting double the frame rate and double the GPU utilization. Weird how that works, huh? I don't know. I don't know what he was using, to be fair. I'm on 4K, so maybe, to give him the benefit of the doubt, maybe, I want to say he runs like, does anybody know actually offhand, does he run like triple 1440s? I'm on a single 4K panel, and I'm running it at 4K. Up. Up, 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 up. We got it, we got it. Let me get out of the way. I actually want to try and look it up. I'm curious. Because I want to know if it's, if there's a problem in this game that only certain panel selection seems to uncover, then sure. But either way, in his stream, he was only at 50% GPU utilization. I'm sitting over here. Look, this is where you should be, guys. 100%. With no frame rate cap. Yeah, but the thing about that, though, is that running a lower resolution, it will start to switch over to CPU bottleneck from a GPU bottleneck. But your frame rate's still going to go up. You're not going to get more frames at a higher resolution because you're taxing the GPU more. And then when you start offloading the GPU and getting into a CPU bottleneck, you're not going to get less frames. You're still going to get more frames. So if I lower it here, you know what? Let's try it, actually. I hope I don't break my game. Oh, no, wait. And I think it's going to make me restart if I do a resolution change. Like, restart the whole game. But, like, even if my GPU utilization drops because I'm entering into a CPU bottleneck, my frame rate is still going to go up at a lower resolution. I want to say he's using triples. My guess would be triple 1440p, but I don't know. Muscle panel setup. I wish it was easier to find people's stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Because, like, here's the thing. At bottom line is the red flag is the GPU utilization. Regardless of his panel and resolution setup. Because, let's just say he was running triple 4Ks, right? Which should get lower frames than a single 4K. But, triple 4Ks, you're going to see his GPU utilization be 100%. Without a doubt. That's mine with a single. Right there.
Yeah, mate. Well, we didn't set a time, so we'll be starting
I don't know. Either way, though, like, if I was streaming, if I was playing a video game and I saw my GPU was only at 50% or less, and I'm getting low frames, I would be audibly addressing that something is wrong. I don't know if it's the game. I don't know if it's my configuration of something in the background, but I would see that. I didn't watch his stream. I don't know if he talked about it or not. I feel like in how long he streams, he has to talk about it. But, like, I don't know. I got nothing. Yeah, right now we're loading a full grid of cars in front of us, and this is our lowest frame rate. Let's drop it out of this, and now our frame rate's going to go up more. Not a whole lot more, but it does go up. Yeah, I would try what ETR said about the controller shut off. I wonder if that could be causing something funky. I'm gonna try this view. I do like this view. This used to be my best view for driving. Now I'm like, oh boy, I feel sketched out. Oh shit. Oh my god. It's a good thing I don't care about being competitive today. Oh, sorry, you got taken out. What's a 3-year-old setup? Oh! Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Whoop. Oh! You are lucky, man. Oh, he was ghosted as hell. That's funny. Aw, sorry. Who was that? Herodian? Sorry, buddy. You definitely can, you can go through that a lot faster than that, sir.
Hammer down now, mate.
Getting track limits like crazy right now. Oh, eat my ass. Yeah, I don't give a shit. This race was fucked from the start. Fucked from the start. I gotta say, though, I feel like, because, like, a lot of stupid mistakes happen at the start that completely ruin a race. Like, for example, right there, I was revving I had the clutches pulled in, I was revving but I wasn't in focus, meaning I clicked on my second monitor first, so I had no force feedback, nothing was going on. So while revving the car, let go of the throttle, and then let go of one of my clutch paddles, which I need to use both to get full clutch usage, to reach for my mouse. Even though I was on the brake, the car bumped forward like a foot and a half. 15-second penalty. I'm out of the race. The race is completely over for me at that point. So... Oh, that replay angle right there went down to like 80 frames, but then immediately right back up to 50. Interesting. That there is where, like, game polish could come in and maybe dial that in. Let me see how this looks. But, like, that's the part that sucks. No effect on the actual race. The car moved a foot. 15-second penalty. Congratulations, there's no point in continuing to race. So that's why usually when that happens, the first mistake, like the first real mistake I make, all right, I'm going back to pits. Race is over from the very start. You're not making up a 15-second penalty. You're just not. Unless you are in a lobby full of complete maroons, you are not making up a 15-second penalty. So, just retire. But I feel like I don't know if there needs to be a little bit of, like, rollout wiggle room. Yeah, when someone legitimately leaves first, yes, but I can say this. I can't speak to drag racing, I can't speak to this, but I can speak to drag racing. In drag racing, there is a little bit of wiggle room front and back. Not a lot, but there's wiggle room front and back, so that if the tire bumps in, that's why it's called deep staging. Some guys deep stage, they stage further back. Some guys will want to be a little bit further forward, but believe it or not, from a time slip standpoint, it's better to stage further back. Because if you stage further back, it only trips the beams, so you actually are able to get more momentum before the counter starts. I don't know what it's like in this, though, so I can't accurately say. All I can say is in drag racing, there is a small window that you have to be in the starting position. So if you roll at, say, a foot and a half, I can't remember what, I want to say it's only like a foot, but what is it? Trying to find the exact distance you have in staging, because you get a 1 foot rollout before the timer starts, but there is a range that you can stage on the beams, and you want a deep stage, which deep stage means further back, because it allows you to run a faster time running the exact same pass. We're talking like thousands to hundredths of a second, though, not anything significant. But the point of that is, like, let me go back and watch it, actually, because I'm curious. I want to see how much the car moved. Because I was hard on the brakes right there, and I don't feel like the car moved very much before I just got my penalty and I was cooked. But maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. So watch. Again, that's a nice picture of me. I don't know what like the legal rules are here. So someone who does know these, if you don't mind correcting me. But watch how much my car bumps. I'm on the brakes because I always worry about the car moving at the starting grid. So watch. Come on, YouTube. Fucking YouTube, let's go, you piece of shit! See the difference? Oh. So, like, I don't know what the rules are in the scenario of, say, rollout distance, if there is any rollout of any kind. IRL is either stop and go or penalty along those lines. But is there any wiggle, like in drag racing, there is wiggle room. Like the tire can, like for example, you hear a lot of guys talk about bumping in drag racing. There is a distance you can stage and move inside that area that's okay. So it's not a big range though. So I don't know what it is in this, if there's any at all. But yes, I do, Mr. Beerman or Big Man. Mere Big Man, Jesus, words are hard. That Rolling Star would obviously stop that problem right there. But I also found in this, if you roll backwards, you get the same penalty. Like if you're staged on a hill and you're not on the brakes, as soon as you put that car in gear and you have the clutches pulled in, you're essentially in neutral and you're rolling backwards. If you don't get on the brakes, you will get a 15-second penalty. I mean, at the end of the day, it's my fault. But yes and no. So yes, that's coming. Rolling Start, there's a lot of features coming. But like, do we have like a date for that? No, we don't have like an official date. I mean, and if anything, Straight 4 has been very, very cautious about dates of certain things because you kind of have to be. So from an expectation standpoint, you know, if you give a date, even just like a general date, like look at how people handled Q1 DLC. There's a Q1 DLC, meaning any time in Q1 from day 1 to day 90-something, you have a range to release this DLC. And even though we were still in Q1, people were bitching that it hadn't come out yet, and they're not making the date. Well, it did. It was released on the last day. They used all the time. But the point is, they had a range. They were given a range for the DLC to come out. And it released inside that range. And people were still pissed off about that. So imagine if they gave like a more specific date on a feature, and then they didn't deliver on that date. Just hang them. Just hang them. String them up.
At the finish, just over 10 hours later, it's Moss who crosses the line to win in record time.
But yeah.
Fangio comes second, and Malioli third, making Moss the first British driver ever to win this famous race.
Any amount of movement is a drive-through. Got it. Well, that's the rule. That's the rule. The real life rule is what it ultimately should be. No matter what. Because if you start softening things for like my complaint, right? I shouldn't really call it a complaint, but it was my mistake. But if you tried to give a little wiggle room and that was outside real life rules, now you're getting further away from realism. Even though I'm convinced people don't know or care about what realism is. In fact, they don't like realism. They just want to be told it's realistic. How do you tell people something's realistic? Apparently licensing. Apparently that's the secret. But Oliver, it is coming. Rolling starts for me personally isn't something that I care much about, but people care about it, so it absolutely should be added. But if I had to pick in any game, maybe it's because drag racing, but I've always preferred a standing start to a rolling start because I know that me personally, I have an advantage there. Rolling start, there goes the any advantage I had on the hit. Yeah. A big part, too, I think, should be the grid order. Because, like, some cars, even though they're faster cars, leave substantially slower. And there's not really anything the driver can do about it. Just the way they make power, the way they put down power, they're harder to get going by, like, a substantial amount. And then the slower cars will end up driving into the back of the faster cars. So, I understand the rolling start. But also, I'm going to do this just for the sake of smoothness. We'll also get to see doing this too, which tracks render harder. Now, spectating, for the record, is not as polished as the in-game driving. So and that's always been that way. In fact, believe it or not, 2.0 made it. So before 2.0, if I was doing this, this would never break 100. This would be like 60 frames the whole time. So the 2.0 update really made spectating both visually look better and the frame rate go up quite a bit. If I wanted to make it super smooth, then we do this. Frame gen. Now we're getting almost 400 frames. But doesn't matter. I don't see more than 144, so it's pointless for me. There's some benefits to it when streaming, obviously, but I find that leaving the frame rate counter on screen finds me just looking at the frame rate counter, which is why I normally have it off. I can't not look at it. That's an interesting one, Al. Appreciate that, Mags. Yeah, if you like the stream, hit the thumbs up. That'd be cool. Also, I have to configure it better, but where is it? You can now join membership. I gotta configure it better. I also want to change some of the names around. I just did it quick. I gotta figure out how I want to do things and potentially more work. But that is there now. I'm gonna warm my gloves in a minute. I think after this this race, I'm going to restart the lobby because I want to go download that livery. So pay attention to that. And I also want to turn off my frame rate counter because it's distracting as shit. I stare at it during races. I really only like running it when I'm testing something or seeing, you know... What is up with that? I think it's this guy making that noise. Just an endless, like, burnout sound in the pits.
Unfortunately, there's no time on the board. We'll start from the back. You will need to get your elbows out.
Alright. Let's go! Can't wait till I don't have to do that. Load my setup every time. Yeah, there's definitely Sora. There's definitely... Do you know what that noise is? There's I don't know if it's related to someone disconnecting or what, but there's always somebody in the pits doing a burnout. Not visually, but audio. Like a little tiny, like, rolling tires. Don't know what it is, but I hear it a lot.
Come on, mate. Nail this start.
Alright, let's not screw this up now. What? Why are we going across the field in a straight line? Oh my god. Oh! Dude, this view is like learning to drive all over again. Got it. I just can't get away from the fucking wall. Fucking Christ, man. It just wants to put it into the wall. Fucking go right. God damn it. I cannot drive this view. Or any view but cockpit now. Fuck this. Fuck this view. Fuck that view. I'm gonna be sticking a cockpit view. Fuck that. I cannot drive in any view but cockpit right now. Oh well. Alright. You guys do your race. I'm gonna go do what I gotta do. Get my liveries and whatever. See what we got here. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, Azalosi. That's the guy. Very nice. What we got here? Ooh, PlayStation 2. I like it. I like it. There she is. There she is. That's a good one. That's the livery right there. Oh, you're good, Legolas. Nobody crashed me there. I'm not taking any of this driving seriously today, boys. Just so you know. I'm just sort of doing it. That's the livery. Like, that's going to make me drive that car right there. No, full stop. That's going to make me drive this car. I'm actually kind of surprised they were able to do that. You know, license-wise. Nice. I like it. Oh, shit. Sauber C9, boys. Yeah, buddy. You already know. I love this livery shit. Just keep on making them. I'm going to download every single one of them. I need more liveries. Alright. Let me turn off my frame rate counter so it stops. I stop looking at it. When that next race ends, let me know. I'll pump my new one out. Or gets close to ending, I should say. Need a livery for the... We need some liveries, man. For the Evos, for sure. I love liveries. I just... Oh, God. I'm like that kid in Fortnite. But instead of having stupid characters, it's liveries. This is still my favorite livery for this car. I love this look. This car looks so good. I like the carbon one on this one. What do we got for the super ones? This one's pretty good. I do like this one.
At the finish, just over 10 hours later, it's Moss who crosses the line to win in record time.
This is the one for me, though.
Fangio comes second, and Malioli third, making Moss the first British driver ever to win this famous race.
Full carbon. Looks legit. The white Motul one looks pretty good, too. Look at the new one. Yeah, buddy. Look at that. Look at that. Man. That looked good. Glad to see it. Jump in the GTR. Let's take the GTR for a good old spinski. No one's really driving anything else, so we'll just stick to that. You guys let me know when that lobby is about finished up. Over now. Going up. Yeah, the yellow Pennzoil's sick. Yellow Pennzoil is sick.
Fangio comes second, and Malioli third, making Moss the first British driver ever to win this famous race.
Imagine having to pay for those liveries. Imagine having to pay a subscription to be able to have custom liveries. I want to, like, have a direct conversation with the person who, like, it's clearly someone who's greedy and money hungry, who thought hiding or putting custom liveries behind a paywall was just like a genuine idea. Obviously, it's going to incentivize people to buy that package, to spend money. Obviously, in a for-profit mentality, that is the way to go, because you know people are going to want that. But at the same time, you have all of these other options of income in your game. I feel like that is just a very disingenuous decision. But it's bottom line is it's something that works. Uh-oh, Sora. Uh-oh, Sora. We got Phantom Realm cars. You guys that have 500 ping, enjoy the Phantom Realm. That's crazy, because I just started this lobby, too. Hasn't done it yet today. This is the first one. Fresh lobby. The GT500 Class 2 then. And there's a lot of 500s in here. I think this lobby's broken. I think this is a broken lobby. Look at all the 500s. Look at all the 500s. Yeah. Next patch should fix it. Or no, you know, Sora. So all the pressure on Sora here. Well, let's run it. GT500 ping. Yeah, exactly. Oh, shit. But yeah, I'm not, I won't be streaming again till Tuesday. Easter weekend. Family shit. The forever joining screen? Yeah, it's lobby's probably, I really should restart this lobby. We'll try it, though. But every car you see with 500 ping right there is just not going to be visible on my screen. They're going to be in the pits. I guess that means he'll be visible, just in the pits. Well, track record, Sora. Let's hope for all goodness. I just can't wait to not have to do this. I know what I gotta change. There we go. I'm a short guy in real life, so I don't like it when it makes me perceived as tall. We gotta get that realistic feeling. Plus, I want to see all of my rearview mirror. Whoa.
Maximum attack now. Goes for pole. Goes for pole.
I don't even think I'm going to break 150.
Mate, check and flag this lap.
Oh, I did. Look at that. I'm actually surprised I went faster there. There was a lot of time left in the table. A lot of time left in the table. Going to rapid fire. A rapid man fire. Well, think about getting as many modded tracks as ACs. That's going to take just years. That's not like a, you know. How long's AC? Look at all the missing cars right now. Look at all the missing cars. Every grid spot that you don't see a car there, they're there on their screen, but they're not. It's so crazy how it works. On my screen, they're going to be in the pits. At least you can't hit them. No, AJ. That's been there since 2.0. Same problem. It gets better every update. But it's never perfect every update,
Stay out
so...
of trouble in the first few corners. No heroics out there.
And that's why I like standing starts, boys. Every car has a certain way to launch them. Yeah, Skeet, but there's no point still talking about that they should have made the game early access because that was 4 months ago. It is what it is at this point, you know? There's a lot of things that should have been done that were done, you know, wrong, I guess you could say. I prefer to look towards, hey, this is what we got. They're still working on it. Working on it every day. They're going to be working on it for a long time. All the Sims are like this. I show you all the AMS2 updates yesterday. This is a indefinite thing moving forward for them. You're welcome, Craig. Go have fun. I don't know, Skeet. I tried the new update. I still don't like the tire physics. Still don't like the physics. It's the best for content, but for me, that's... And I'm an AMS2 fan. The driving in this just beats it. It's just that simple. You know? Ah! Two can play at that game, Craig. Gregory. I don't even know why at this point AMS2 devs keep saying that they're changing the tire physics. It's the same thing every time. They've put it in the past like 10 updates that their tires, they're slowly chipping away at making the tires better, but I don't feel it every time. It's the same slidiness. I'm just convinced that they like it like that. Yeah, I mean, the open wheel stuff you can't compare because most games don't have it. There's no doubt, huge positive point to AMS2 is the open wheel stuff, for sure, without a doubt. In fact, it feels like that's like almost like what they're sort of specializing in right now. They're just going after all the open wheel stuff, which is awesome. I'm all about open wheels. But, in general, though, the slidey tire shit just sucks, man. It really does. I don't know why they're not really doing anything about it. I'm just convinced, like I said, they like it. I'm convinced that they absolutely like the way the cars drive from a slidiness standpoint. So that's why they're not changing it. I feel like all you'd have to do is just drive any other sim and go, yep, we got to change our tires. Ironically, the GR86 is the only car I like driving in iRacing.
This is the final lap. Keep it clean. Watch those track limits. No mistakes, no risks.
Slimsy Meat. Thanks for the sub. Well, Craig's got an opportunity to catch me. I'm messing this lap all sorts up. Well, let me ask you, Slimzy, based off of what? You think these cars have too much grip and don't slide enough, based off of what? If it's because you drive go-karts, well, I hope it's not. Based off how fast these cars are in real life, I have no problem believing what I'm feeling right now. But I've never driven them, and most people haven't. But these cars are mentally fast in real life. Hey, as far as I'm concerned, I won my race. I was racing Craig, and I came in front of Craig. That came in front of Craig. I don't know if that's what I want to say, but... I know, Slimzy, nobody has. That was my point of asking. Nobody's driven these cars, but they are mentally fast in real life. AJ, if you're on Discord, send it... Well, you are on Discord. Send it to him. On Discord.
That's a solid result, mate. Nice one.
Sora's real name is Gilbert. Well, he calls himself Sora because he doesn't want to be called Gilbert.
Here he comes. Got another one 3 back.
To Daytona. I need a high-speed track. Let's see if this lobby's still bugged. Yep, lobby's still bugged. I'm going to start a new lobby, folks. I'm going to quit the game. I don't know if quitting the game actually has any effect on it, but we're going to do it anyway. It's that easy. Skeet, if the thing is that if you're always going to use AMS2 as your, like, you know, benchmark, as your goalpost for PMR, they have a 7-year head start. Like, it's not, I don't think it's ever going to catch up in content. I just don't think it can. It's got it. The only way it does is if, like, you know, if AMS2 stops developing and they make an AMS3, and then they restart, you know. But I don't ever see PMR catching up to AMS2 if AMS2 is the goalpost. From a content standpoint, I mean. No game is even close, content-wise. Unfortunately, not even close. I wish it was. Because I'm a content whore. But, yeah. We're going to make a total shit show race, by the way. All fast cars. Watching me spin made you spin? It happens. Deleted your 500 gigabyte Assetto Corsa the other day? God damn. That's a lot of mods. Yeah, but Skeet, you have to understand. I understand modding is part of, like, the community stuff, but when you're talking and about the game itself, you have to compare the base games to the base games. Because AC without modding support would not be touched by anybody anymore. It'd be dead in the water. Gone. Over with. No one looks at it anymore. You know? AC is... If we're going to put mods into the game to compare the game, then everybody should stop playing everything and go play AC. Because AC is the king. When I say a game has the most content, I refer to its actual core game. And AMS2, in that regard, is the king of content. It's huge. It's insane how much it has. But if we're going to talk mods, AC. Nothing beats AC. But I'm lazy. I don't want to have to mod to have fun in my game. I just want to turn the game on and play it. Hey, look, mods in the mod hub. Liveries, yay. Download, cool. Hold my hand all the way to the finish line. That's what I want. So far, this lobby is fine. Eagles is fine. Sora's fine. Dano's fine. Kenobi's fine. Everyone's fine. Everyone's damn fine. But the fact that, like, so for example, I'm leaving for the weekend. Why I'm not streaming? Going to the in-laws' place. They all go to bed at 9 o'clock. I'm going to be there for like 3 days. I'm bringing my travel collapsible rig and my PS5, and I'm going to fire this game up and keep on playing. I can't do that with AMS2. I can't do that with AC. I can't do that with LMU. Not that I'd want to, but point is that's a huge positive factor about this game. It's crossplay. You guys can kick my ass when I'm on stream on my computer, and then when I'm on vacation, kick my ass on my PS5. Just non-stop EJR ass kicking. Oh, you know what? I want to turn the damage off so we all don't suffer. Yeah, Slimsy, that's kind of what happened with me and AC. When I decided to dive into modding AC, I was just like, I don't want to do all this. I really, truly don't. Video games for me is a luxury that I want to only enjoy. I don't want it to feel like work. And yes, if you spend all your time on AC, then setting it up and modding it is a lot easier than the casual. But I don't spend all my time on AC. And I don't want to have to remember how to code every time I play the game. I had Content Manager for AC. In my opinion, still too much work. If you're into modding, it's not that big a deal. But I am literally turn the game on and play it and get into my race mentality. That's just how I am. So because of that, AC is a hard sell. Oh. And I do get frustrated with like the amount of people that like harp on this game's issues because every sim has them. This is just the newest one, so it's going to have the most issues. Every sim, with the exception of the discontinued ones, are still getting constant updates, fixing problems, chasing perfection. Oh, LMU, Ari. LMU has way better driving and force feedback physics than AMS2. But AMS2 is a better game, so it's hard to... I would still play AMS2 10 out of 10 times before LMU, but just on driving experience, LMU's better. Man's got one hell of a connection, that's for sure. Skibidi-bop-dum-doo-bop.
Yeah, we need to get some heat into the tyres before you start to go for a fast lap.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. Now I know I can go through them. For my, if we're not racing and we're qualifying, I'm driving through you if I know I can. Don't care. You're in my way. God! Back to the pits. Don't care. Lost interest. That's all it takes. I'm a big AMS2 fan. It's a thing. I am a huge AMS2 fan. I just don't like the driving. Which is how do you be a fan of a driving game when you don't like the driving? Because you can get used to it. You can get used to the driving physics, and it's tolerable. But compared to every other, like, sim, its driving is rough, you know? But you can absolutely get used to it and still very much enjoy the game. I want to say it's like $120 when you catch it on the sale, like the bigger sales for everything, game and all the DLCs. No, it's not the force feedback. It's the actual physics of the cars. Because I've tried modded force feedbacks in AMS2, and it gives you more detail and more force feedback, but it does not change the way the cars drive. It's baked into the way the cars drive.
No time set. We're starting at the back of the grid. It's going to be a long race.
Sora, I just sent you AJ's log. Rear wing on one, don't fly in the bus stop? Yeah, I would imagine. I would imagine. Yeah, I'm running default wing. I guess I could turn it down a little bit here, but I don't know. I'll go down. I'll drop it one. It makes the dry windshield sound. Oh,
Okay, mate, you can do this.
that's funny.
Let's stay out of trouble in the first few corners. No heroics out there.
I think I like it with more rear wing. You just have a lot more control through the intercourse. I'm way too cautious getting back on the throttle right now.
Final lap. Final lap. Take this win.
Nice race, Craig. Nice race, Craig. I do like the car better with a little bit more rear wing, though. Because I'm not seeing any real gain in the straights, but I'm definitely feeling a little bit more oversteer through these turns. So I do like the Consuelo more rear wing. Right? I find I always push a little bit more pace when I'm chasing than when I am when I'm in the lead. When I'm in the lead, I tend to err on the side of caution and go a little slower just to play it safe because I know it's harder to pass someone. The easiest way to pass someone is to make a mistake and let them pass. So I tend to, when I'm in front, err on the side of caution. But when I'm in back, oh, I'm coming for you. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Kenobi. It's too loose in the inner course. The bus stop wasn't too bad, but the inner course, the rear is sliding everywhere. So, hey, whatever, experiment tested. Because I think I've gone faster, lap time-wise, too. That was a struggle to get into the 33s right there. I can normally go deep 33s relatively easily. All right. Let's do some mass sport. Yeah, I saw that, Craig. That's the thing when I'm leading. That one mistake, if you slowed down just a little bit, it's not like I can just go around you. I still have to pick a safe, unless I'm an asshole and I just crash into you. But a respectable driver has to slow their pace down a little bit and find a way around you safely. So you're better off always when you're in the lead, slowing down just a little bit so you don't make any mistakes. Because realistically, Craig, the only reason you lost was the lap 1 bus stop. That's the only reason you lost. Not like I would have caught you if you without making a mistake. Rick No Pickle. All right, Rick No Pickle. And we're neck and neck with 83 votes for more features and more stability, or server stability. Nice little blend of both would be nice. It's funny, though. You always hear people talk about the AI, but Only 11% better AI. I'll probably get off in about 45 minutes, guys. Do a 3-hour stream today. Just because I want to keep it a little bit shorter, so I'm not like... Because after this, I gotta, you know, pack and then get on the road for 3 hours. So... Not looking to spend all my time in the sim. Just wanted to get on here for one last before the holiday stream. I'm going to try going max rear wing right now. I'm just curious how the car drives with it. Go on, Alex. Oh, hello. Why'd you back up into me? Oh!
They're slapping past me.
Oh! Some nice tire detail. Look at that. Even got the, what do you call it? Bar. My brain's not working. Barcode, whatever the hell it's called. Up. Ugh. Someone did say bar art.
That's P3, mate. Not quite enough for the front row, but we're in a strong position for the race. Nice work.
You talking shit? Sounds like you're talking shit. What I heard. Yes, EJ? 8 p.m. on a holiday weekend in the UK? Nice.
Let's get a good launch and overtake some cars. You can do it.
If that ain't dancing, I don't know what is. I should have just done what everybody else does online and just drive through everybody and hope for the best. Maybe art, to be honest with you. I've been self-employed for about 8 years now, so the whole, like, what holidays you get off and stuff, I don't keep up with much anymore. Oh, you fucking kidding me, game? Whoa! See, the problem is my girl works from home as well. So it's... I don't know, it's just hard to keep tabs on it.
That's the fastest lap in our class. Great work. Keep on it. Okay, mate. Final lap. Keep focused. Bring it home.
Aw, what the fuck? Woo! 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 That was close. Came in a little too hot, Major. Those overtakes sometimes look easier than they are. Racing. Good racing, boys. Good racing. That was one of the more fun races I've had in a minute. Whole lot of dancing around multi-class. Like, that was an example of, like, good multi-class racing right there. Like, really good multi-class racing, actually. All fast cars, limited contact. Good job, folks. Good job. And then there's Craig out in front. Open road, kicking everybody's ass. That was a good race. Good race. GG for sure. Hey, you're faster. You're faster, Dano. Look at the lap times. On your screen, Craig spun out on lap 4. Did he spin out and still win? I think you're. I think you might be thinking of the guy that we lapped. Eagles. There was a guy in front of you that spun out. On either the second to last lap or the last lap, but I think that was actually someone we were lapping. I don't think that was actually Craig. All right, we'll do 2 more races, and I'm good for the day. So pick a track. I think we'll do Donington and then Kilami, and we'll call it a day. I think that'll be the plan. So I like this livery the best, but I like the black banner. I don't like the white banner. But so be it. I'm not in a Nords mood today, Eagles. Unless Sora wants to be on Nords for testing. If that's the case, then we can do. You know what? We'll do this. We'll do Kilami and then we'll do Nords. Be right back. There's never too much Nords, Trev. There is never too much Nords. I am turning my line back on, though. For this track. Oh, Sora. It's all your fault. I gotta cycle my... Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. I need a livery in this car, god damn it! I love this car. You motherfucker. I suck on Kilami. Like, I suck on it. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. I guess I'm only a second off pace, but still off pace. Nonetheless. You're not good with cars at no TC? Hey, you gotta practice. Gotta practice, sir. I love TC-less cars. I hate TC. It's just GT3s and LMDHs that really use them. I guess GTEs too, but I only like TC for rain racing. Civic does look
Take some
angry.
of those cars off the line.
Gotta hit the gas pedal, Craig. What are you doing? No. Come on. You people, you know, screw it. I don't care. Screw it. Screw it. Want to drive like this? Screw it. I'll play. I'll play along. Why not? Yeehaw, cowboy. Woo! Fucking hell. I'm just gonna start doing that. Screw it. People want to drive like that? I'll drive like that right back. May the best man win. Twisted Metal style. We just got here. Now, it's been pretty clean, but that was, I don't know what's going on in this lobby. We just had a really good multi-class race, and I gave everybody a compliment. And apparently, people don't like compliments. They want to take it back. Alright. Alright, it's like that. It's like that. Like that. Loving the new DLC. So we all know that was an intentional punt behind me. Probably feeling like it was payback for me paying back. And we're going to look at the footage. And we're going to see if it's a ban or no ban situation. Yeah, there's some dirty driving going on in this one. You know who did it? Who was it, Craig? No idea.
Final lap, mate. Give it everything. Put the car ahead under pressure. We need the points.
Who's that? Oh, it might have been Dano. I want to see who punted me, though. Which guy? That's the thing. Either way, that start was just a disaster. Like, it's all good, Alex. Are you Alexis 1JZ? All right, we're doing Nords now. You had a lovely clean race the whole way through? Well, when you have an AI that's clearing the path for you, Sora. Yeah, that was a shite show, if I ever saw one. Alrighty.
You finished in the points. Nice driving.
As long as I finish in front of Sora, that's all I care about. And apparently 5 seconds in front of him, too. Jesus, Sora. What are you doing back there? Trying to fix the lobby or something? Jesus. Jesus! The trick is just being last place. That works. Alright. You did win your class. That is very true. Nordschleife. 2-lapper. 2-lapper.
And here comes Moss, well out in front with the lead. And Fangio is there.
I was going by lap time, not total finish time, but that works too. Trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, my guy.
At the finish, just over 10 hours later, it's Moss who crosses the line to win in record time.
Alright, everybody's going to know who Sora is because he's running the livery that's no livery.
Fangio comes second, and Malioli third, making Moss the first British driver ever to win this famous race.
What's the saying? Beat the dev in his own game? I don't know if I've lost to a dev yet. I mean, Sora's seen me clean house on Bathurst. The only person I bought on purpose is Evan. How nice. Yeah, and he intentionally makes his car weigh 10,000 pounds, too. So there's nothing I can do about it except get hit and get sent off the road. Go figure. Go figure that the dev that's in charge of the lobbies, or the netcode, is really good at breaking it to his advantage. I guess we're just gonna have a dev party. Going on, Slick. It is available for people to join, yes. I'll check it in when I'm done with this race and see if any applications there. Going on, Detour.
Okay, mate. We need to defend pole position. Pressure's on. Keep focused.
I have heard nothing about hating on the curbs in this game until Kirith made his video hating on curbs. That's how people are lemmings. Fucking regurgitating nonsense lemmings. You can't think for yourselves. You have to listen to someone else's thoughts. And then just say what they say. Sorry. Felt like I was holding on to that one. Whoa, hello. Oh, that was an awful carousel. People are just gonna hate to hate. This is how you handle the people that are just gonna hate to hate. Hey, you! Go fuck yourself. Almost blew that up. Like, here's my thoughts on the curbs. Never have I played a video game where I went, that curb's not realistic. If I can go over the curb easy, I continue to go over the curb easy. If the curb wants to kill me, I avoid the fucking curb. That's been my thought process on curbs in just about every game I have ever played that's a racing game. Like, what the fuck, man? Anyway. Only meant to downshift once, not twice. Struggling with this carousel. Whoa. Big stutter. Someone just quit. You feel that, Sora? That's the first one I felt. No! Woo! Almost blew it again. Quit to reproduce, got it. Just haters, exactly. Just fucking ignorant, no-life, cellar-dweller, mommy's basement, fucking ignorant haters. Some people have honest critiques that are legitimate. The blind idiots that just follow the fucking leader in terms of, oh, well, my favorite streamer, shut the fuck up what your favorite streamer said. Use your own brain.
Bed slapping classmate.
558, boys! .558 with tons of mistakes, too. I want to know how fast that... I want to see if I can go fucking 549. I'm sure other people can. I'm talking about me, though. Yeah, I didn't feel yours, Gamepad. I only felt the first one. Sora might have still seen it, though. Still might have showed up, just not as much of a hitch for people. Yeah. Getting through the track fast and getting through getting through Nords fast and getting through Nords fast legally. That takes time. That takes time. I had someone kick my ass in a race on here one time, and I'm like, where is their pace coming from? And then I spectated them the next lap. They cut every corner. Every single corner. Just riding into the grass, riding into the grass, riding into the grass. Like, oh, that's why. They're just not racing the track. They're racing their own line. They made it up. Got stuck on it? Interesting.
We need you to pin this.
I can try, Sir Sandmeister. I don't know. I'll give it a shot. It says Shure 3 gets done now that 2.0 is done. They can dial in the stutters, keep improve the AI, mods, etc. Yeah, this game is only going to get better. It's one of those things where I truly do not give a shit about what I read about the game. Positive or negative, I don't care. I play the game and have fun, and that's all I care about. Respectfully to all of you, I don't care what you guys think about it. I only care what I think about it. The devs are the one that have to care the most about what people think about it. Me, I only care about what I think. If I like it, I'm going to play what I like.
What a drive.
Alright.
Superb race.
Save
You were
replay.
the best out there today. Congratulations.
Alright, I saved the replay. Sora, where do the replay... Oh, that's right. They're in the main page. I forget. That was my last race, by the way, guys. So I'm going to close this out, and I'll try and scan over that replay and see who gotcha. Who done it. What were you in there? Oh, yeah, Group C. What did you actually clock for a time? Where's the replays again? The driver profile? Yes. There we go. Let's play. Let's play the replay. Just a few corners of the first lap. Alright. Pause. How do we get to... Go. There's Sandmeister. Here we go. Doctor, doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of crashing you. Yeah, I can do that next time. I'm done for the day, though. But I can do that next time, yeah. Oh, hard to see that angle. Hold on. Let's see. There we go. All right, so that was this guy here. See who it was. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Was that you, Trev? Uh-oh, Trev. Uh-oh, Trev. That was a weird crash, I gotta say that, though. In Trev's defense, I'm gonna go ahead and blame Sora more than anybody else. Because that didn't really look like on his end. Now, I don't know what I'm getting information from right now. If it's like a global server replay or if I'm getting mine. I don't know how that works, but like who's got the most pure, or is this just essentially what the server sees? Because that didn't look like an aggressive hit, but you reacted to it like you got smoked. Watch. A little bit of a rub and then boom. Like he's like, if anything, he's bump drafting you. And then I'm getting my own replay. So watch. He has a little bump here. A little bit there. And then your car just jackknifes. I feel like we got to blame Sora on this one. This is a Sora problem. I mean, there was definitely some contact from Trev, but the whole that would be constitute what I would call rubbing, even though rubbing is not always legal. Most of the time, it's not. Any contact is illegal, but It didn't look like it was an aggressive hit. It just looked like it was a little bit of bump. It looked like he might have had a little bit more pace in that corner than you. But it looks like the spin out was primarily netcode. Because, like, there's not even, like, an impact sound. It's just, like, if we watch the rear cam, do this. Let's watch rear cam. I'm curious if you even hear any impact. Yeah, and then I mean, that might have just been the intent of the ping right there, but then the guy behind him drove through him. Oh. No, other way, other way. Actually, that is a nice feature. Hold on. Whoa! That's netcode. Other players' vehicles don't have collisions. Got it. On my side. Got it. No, I can't see inputs. The telemetry, that's what Jester has been talking about adding. Basically telemetry so I can see what you're doing in the process. As much, honestly, the reality of it is, though, is that is unfortunately probably just Sir Sandmeister, your ping to the guys around you, because Trev, you're American, right? Or no, that's right. You're not American. Where are you from again, Trev? Is the prediction of where those two cars are, not where they are locally on their end? Got it. Either way, soar up! Damn, you fast, son. Oh, you real fast. No problem, sir. Oh, Oil Slick, I bet you're jealous right now. Huh? Aren't you? Aren't you, Oil Slick?
Right on you. Make him work for it.
UK?
Here he comes. Got another one 3 back.
Oh, man. All right. That's it for me, folks. I'm done for now. I'm going to probably record that race. Or capture it, the one with we had a really good run, where it was like a nice, clean, multi-class race. I actually wish I saved the replay of it. That kind of sucks, but oh well, it is what it is. I wasn't thinking about it, but so anyway, that's it for me. I'll be back Tuesday, hopefully during the day, and we'll get back into good old PMR. Until then, everybody, have a great weekend. If you celebrate Easter, hope you have a good Easter. If you don't celebrate Easter, hopefully you have a good weekend. But either way, everybody, thank you for joining. Thank you for subbing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating. And bye.